My friends, today we embark on a journey. A journey not to some far-off land, but to the most important destination of all, the innermost depths of our own being. This journey is about conquering yourself, about fixing what's broken inside and rebuilding a stronger, more authentic you. You might be wondering, why do I need to conquer myself? I am not my own enemy. But let me tell you something profane. The greatest battles we fight are not against others, but against our own limitations, fears, and self-imposed boundaries. Imagine for a moment that you are standing at the foot of a mountain. This mountain represents your life, your goals, your dreams. It looks intimidating, does not it? The peak seems so far away, shrouded in mist. But here is the truth. The only thing stopping you from climbing that mountain is you. You see, we all have an inner voice. Some call it the ego, others the inner critic. This voice tells us we are not good enough, not smart enough, not deserving enough. It whispers doubts in our ears and plants seeds of fear in our hearts. And you know what? It is time we silence that voice. Conquering yourself is not about waging war against your own being. It is about recognizing that you are more than your fears, more than your past mistakes, more than the limitations others have placed on you. It is about understanding that within you lies an untapped reservoir of potential waiting to be unleashed. Let me share a little secret with you. Every morning when I wake up, I look in the mirror and say, today I choose to be the best version of myself. It is a simple act, but it sets the tone for the entire day. It reminds me that I have the power to choose who I want to be, regardless of what happened yesterday. Some of you might be thinking, that is easier said than done. And you are right, it is not easy. If it were, everyone would be living their best lives. But just because something is difficult does not mean it is impossible. Think about a time when you learned something new. Maybe it was riding a bicycle, or playing an instrument, or mastering a new skill at work. At first it seemed daunting, did not it? You probably fell off that bike a few times, hit some wrong notes, or made mistakes in your work, but you did not give up. You kept trying, kept practicing, kept pushing yourself, and eventually, what once seemed impossible became second nature. That is what conquering yourself is all about. It is about falling down 7 times and getting up 8. It is about looking fear in the eye and saying, you do not control me anymore. It is about embracing your imperfections and using them as stepping stones. Talk about fear for a moment. Fear is one of the most powerful forces in our lives. It can paralyze us, keep us stuck in our comfort zones, and prevent us from reaching our full potential. But here is the thing about fear is often just false evidence appearing real. Most of the things we fear never come to pass. We worry about what might happen, what could go wrong, what others might think. But in doing so, we rob ourselves of the joy and growth that come from taking risks and pushing our boundaries. I want you to try something right now. Close your eyes for a moment and think about something you have always wanted to do but have been too afraid to try. Maybe it is starting your own business, or traveling to a foreign country, or telling someone you love them. Now imagine yourself doing that thing. Feel the excitement, the rush of adrenaline, the sense of accomplishment. That feeling, that is what lies on the other side of fear. Conquering yourself means facing those fears head on. It means stepping out of your comfort zone and into the realm of possibility. It means being willing to fail, because failure is not the opposite of success. It is a stepping stone to success. Talk about rebuilding. To rebuild something, you first need to recognize what needs fixing. And that requires honesty, brutal, sometimes uncomfortable honesty with yourself. We all have parts of ourselves that we are not proud of. Maybe it is a bad habit, a negative attitude, or a destructive pattern in our relationships. The first step in fixing these things is acknowledging they exist. It is looking in the mirror and saying, this is not working for me anymore. I need to change. But here is the beautiful thing about rebuilding. You get to choose what the new structure looks like. You are the architect of your own life. You get to decide what values you want to embody, what kind of person you want to be, what legacy you want to leave behind. Imagine you were building a house. You wouldn't start by putting up the walls or laying the roof, would you? No, you'd start with the foundation. The same is true when rebuilding yourself. You need to start with your core values. Your fundamental beliefs about who you are and what you stand for. What do I believe in? What's truly important to me? What kind of person do I want to be remembered as? These questions might seem daunting, but they're essential in creating a solid foundation for the new you. Once you have established your foundation, you can start building up from there. And just like building a house, this process takes time. It requires patience, persistence, and a whole lot of hard work. There will be days when you feel like you are making great progress, and days when it feels like everything is falling apart. But remember, progress is not always linear. Sometimes you need to take 2 steps back to take 3 steps forward. Talk about a crucial aspect of rebuilding yourself: forgiveness. And I'm not just talking about forgiving others. I am talking about forgiving yourself. We all make mistakes. We all have regrets. We all have moments in our past that we wish we could change. But holding on to these regrets, beating yourself up over past mistakes, that is like trying to drive a car while constantly looking in the rearview mirror. You'll never move forward if you are always focused on what's behind you. Forgiving yourself does not mean excusing bad behavior or pretending mistakes did not happen. It means acknowledging what happened, learning from it, and then letting it go. It means understanding that you are not defined by your worst moments, but by how you choose to move forward from them. I want you to try something. Close your eyes again and think about something you have been holding against yourself. Maybe it is a mistake you made, an opportunity you missed, or a person you hurt. Now imagine yourself sitting across from that younger version of you who made that mistake. What would you say to them? Would you berate them, shame them, or would you offer understanding, compassion, and guidance? Be as kind to yourself as you would be to a friend who's struggling. Offer yourself the same compassion and understanding you give to others, because the truth is you can't truly love others until you learn to love yourself. And that includes all your flaws and imperfections. As we rebuild ourselves, it is important to remember that we are not meant to do this alone. We are social creatures designed to connect with others. Surrounding yourself with positive, supportive people can make a world of difference in your journey of self-improvement. Think about the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are they lifting you up or dragging you down? Are they encouraging your growth or keeping you stuck? Remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose your company wisely. And while we are on the subject of connections, let's talk about the most important connection of all, the one you have with yourself. In our busy, noisy world, it is easy to lose touch with our inner selves. We are constantly bombarded with information, opinions, and distractions. But to truly conquer yourself and rebuild, you need to cultivate a strong connection with your inner voice. Not the critical one we talked about earlier, but your true. This is where practices like meditation and mindfulness come in. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking: meditation, that is not for me. I can't sit still for 5 minutes, let alone empty my mind. But here's the thing. Meditation is not about emptying your mind. It is about observing your thoughts without judgment. It is about creating space between stimulus and response so you can choose how to react instead of just reacting on auto. Start small. Even just 5 minutes a day of sitting quietly and focusing on your breath can make a huge difference. It is like building a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it gets. And as you strengthen that connection with yourself, you'll find it easier to make decisions that align with your true values and goals. Talk about goal setting. When we are rebuilding ourselves, it is important to have a clear vision of where we want to go. But here's the catch. While it is great to have big, audacious goals, we need to break them down into smaller, manageable steps. Think about eating an elephant. It sounds impossible, right? But if you approach it one bite at a time, suddenly it becomes doable. The same is true for any big goal or change you want to make in your life. Say your goal is to write a book. That is a big task that can seem overwhelming. But what if you break it down? Maybe your first step is to write for 15 minutes every day. That is doable, right? And over time, those 15-minute sessions will add up to pages, then chapters, and eventually a whole book. The key is to celebrate these small victories along the way. Each time you hit one of these smaller goals, take a moment to acknowledge your progress. This builds momentum and keeps you motivated for the long haul. Remember, conquering yourself and rebuilding is not a destination. It is a journey. It is not about reaching some perfect end state where you never struggle or face challenges again. It is about developing the resilience and self-awareness to handle whatever life throws at you with grace and authenticity. Think of yourself as a work in progress. Just like a beautiful painting, you are constantly evolving, adding new colors, new depth, new dimensions to your character. Sometimes you might not like what you see on the canvas, but remember, you always have the power to add another brushstroke to change the picture. This journey of self-conquest and rebuilding, it is crucial to maintain a growth mindset. This means viewing challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for learning and growth. It means embracing failure as a teacher, not a deterrent. Think about a time when you failed at something. Maybe you did not get a job you really wanted, or a relationship did not work out the way you hoped. In the moment, it probably felt devastating. But looking back now, can you see how that experience shaped, how it taught you something valuable about yourself or the world? That is the power of a growth mindset. It allows us to turn our stumbling blocks into stepping stones. It helps us see that our abilities and intelligence aren't fixed traits, but qualities that can be developed through dedication and hard work. Adopting a growth mindset also means being open to new experiences and perspectives. It means being willing to challenge your own beliefs and assumptions. Because here's the truth. The moment we think we know everything is the moment we stop. I challenge you to seek out new experiences. Read books on topics you know nothing about. Have conversations with people who think differently than you. Travel to places that push you out of your comfort zone. Each of these experiences is an opportunity to expand your understanding of yourself and the world around you. Talk about the power of language. Not just the words we speak to others, but the words we speak to ourselves. Our internal dialogue has a profound impact on our reality. If we constantly tell ourselves we are not good enough, smart enough, or deserving enough, guess what? We all find evidence to support those beliefs. But the opposite is also true. When we speak to ourselves with kindness and encouragement, when we affirm our abilities and our worth, we create a positive feedback loop that can transform our lives. I want you to try something. For the next week, pay attention to your self-talk. When you catch yourself thinking something negative about yourself, pause, take a deep breath, and then reframe that thought in a positive way. Instead of "I'm not good at this," try "I'm learning and improving every day." Instead of "I'll never be able to do that," try "with practice and persistence, I can accomplish anything I set my mind to." It might feel awkward or even silly at first, but stick with it. Over time, this positive self-talk will become more natural, and you'll start to see changes in how you feel about yourself and your abilities. We rebuild ourselves. It is also important to practice gratitude. In our quest for self-improvement, it is easy to focus on what we lack or what we want to change. But taking time each day to appreciate what we already have can shift our entire perspective. So every night before you go to bed, write down 3 things you are grateful for. They do not have to be big things. It could be a delicious meal you had, a kind word from a friend, or even just a beautiful sunset you witnessed. This simple practice can rewire your brain to focus more on the positive aspects of your life. Gratitude does not just make us feel good, it also helps us build resilience. When we are grateful for what we have, we are better equipped to handle life's challenges. We are less likely to be thrown off course by setbacks because we are grounded in an appreciation for the good things in our lives. Talk about the importance of taking action. All the self-reflection and positive thinking in the world won't make a difference if we do not put our insights into practice. Remember, knowledge without action is like having a map but never starting the journey. I challenge you to take one small action today towards conquering yourself and rebuilding. Maybe it is making that phone call you've been putting off or signing up for that class you have always wanted to take. Maybe it is having that difficult conversation you have been avoiding. or finally letting go of a grudge you have been holding on to. Whatever it is, do it now. Do not wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is now. Every journey begins with a single step, and this is your step. We near the end of our time together. I want to remind you of something crucial. You are not broken. You do not need fixing in the sense that there is something fundamentally wrong with you. What we are talking about here is growth, evolution, becoming the best version. You are a magnificent being capable of incredible things. The process of conquering yourself and rebuilding is not about becoming someone else. It is about uncovering the amazing person you have always been beneath the layers of fear, doubt, and societal conditioning. Remember, you are the author of your own story. Every day, you have the opportunity to write a new page. Will it be a page of growth, of courage, of love, or will it be a page of fear, of stagnation, of regret? The choice is yours. I ask you, what story do you want to tell? What legacy do you want to leave? How do you want to be remembered? You go forth from here. Carry these words with you. You are stronger than you know. You are more capable than you realize. You have within you everything you need to conquer yourself and rebuild a life of purpose, joy, and fulfillment. The journey won't always be easy. There will be days when you feel like giving up, when the mountain seems too high to climb. But in those moments, I want you to remember this. The struggle you are facing today is developing the strength you need for tomorrow. Embrace the challenges. Welcome the obstacles, for it is in overcoming them that you discover your true power. And always remember, you're not alone on this journey. We're all in this together, supporting each other, lifting each other up. So reach out when you need help and offer your hand to others when they're struggling. You leave here today, I want you to make a commitment to yourself, a commitment to love yourself unconditionally, to believe in your potential, to never stop growing and learning. A commitment to conquer your fears, to rebuild your life on a foundation of authenticity and purpose. You have the power to transform your life. You have the power to rewrite your story. You have the power to conquer yourself and rebuild a life beyond your wildest dreams. Go forth with courage, with determination, with an unwavering belief in yourself. The world is waiting for you to shine your light. Do not keep it waiting any longer. The power to change your life lies within you. Use it wisely, use it courageously, and watch as you transform not just your own life, but the world around you. Go forth and conquer, my friends. Your new life awaits. My friends, this journey of self-conquest and rebuilding, let's explore the power of intention. Intention is not just a fleeting thought or a vague wish. It is a focused energy that propels us toward our goals. When we set clear intentions, we align our thoughts, emotions, and actions with our deepest desires. Imagine your intention as a beacon of light, guiding you through the fog of uncertainty. It is not about controlling every outcome, but about setting a clear direction for your life. When you wake up each morning, take a moment to set your intention for the day. What energy do you want to bring into the world? How do you want to show up for yourself and others? Remember, the universe responds to the energy we put out. If we approach life with fear and doubt, we'll attract more situations that reinforce those feelings. But if we radiate confidence, love, and positivity, we'll find ourselves surrounded by opportunities that reflect those qualities. Talk about the power of presence. In our fast-paced world, it is easy to get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. But the truth is, the only moment we truly have is this one, right here, right now. Learning to be fully present in each moment is a powerful tool for conquering yourself and rebuilding your life. When you're fully present, you are able to respond to life with clarity and wisdom, rather than reacting based on old patterns or fears. You're able to appreciate the beauty in small moments, to find joy in simple things. This presence allows you to make conscious choices aligned with your true self, rather than being pulled along by the current of habit or expectation. Practice presence for a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel the air filling your lungs. Notice the sensations in your body. Look around you and really see your surroundings. This is what it means to be present. It is a skill that takes practice, but it is one that can transform your life. We rebuild ourselves. It is crucial to cultivate resilience. Life will always have ups and downs, challenges and setbacks. Resilience is what allows us to bounce back from these difficulties, to keep moving forward even when the path is tough. Think of resilience as a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Each challenge you face is an opportunity to build your resilience. When you encounter a setback, instead of asking, "Why me?" try asking, "What can I learn from this?" This simple shift in perspective can turn obstacles into opportunities for growth. Remember, resilience is not about never falling down. It is about getting back up every time you do. It is about maintaining hope and optimism in the face of adversity. It is about believing in yourself and your ability to overcome no matter what life throws your way. The power of choice. Every moment, every day, we are making choices. Some are big, life-altering decisions, while others seem small and insignificant. But here is the truth. Every choice matters. Each decision we make is shaping our lives, our character, our future. The beautiful thing about choice is that it puts the power back in our hands. No matter what circumstances we find ourselves in, we always have the power to choose our response. We can choose our attitude, our words, our actions. We can choose to stay stuck in old patterns, or we can choose to grow and evolve. I challenge you to become more conscious of your choices. Before you react to a situation, pause, take a breath, ask yourself, is this reaction aligned with who I want to be? Is it moving me closer to my goals or further away? By becoming more mindful of our choices, we can start to create real, lasting change in our lives. Talk about the importance of self-care in this journey of conquering yourself and rebuilding. Often, when we are focused on self-improvement, we can fall into the trap of pushing ourselves too hard, of being overly critical of our progress. But true growth and transformation require balance. They require us to be kind to ourselves, to nurture our bodies, minds, and spirits. Self-care is not selfish. It is not about indulgence or laziness. It is about recognizing that you are your most valuable resource. Just as you wouldn't expect a car to run without fuel and maintenance, you can't expect yourself to thrive without proper care and attention. What does self-care look like for you? Maybe it is taking a relaxing bath at the end of a long day. Maybe it is setting aside time for a hobby you love. Maybe it is saying no to commitments that drain your energy. Whatever it is, make it a priority. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. By taking care of yourself, you are ensuring that you have the energy and resources to show up fully in your life and for the people you care about. It is important to cultivate patience. In our instant gratification culture, we often expect quick results, but real, lasting change takes time. Just as a seed does not become a mighty oak overnight, your transformation won't happen in an instant. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate the small victories along the way. Recognize that setbacks and plateaus are a natural part of the growth process. They're not signs of failure, but opportunities for reassessment and recommitment. Remember, every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Every moment you choose to align with your highest self, every time you face a fear or overcome an obstacle, you are growing. You are becoming stronger, wiser, more authentic. In closing, I want to remind you of the incredible power that lies within you. You have the ability to create profound change in your life. You have the strength to overcome any obstacle. You have the wisdom to navigate any challenge. The journey of conquering yourself and rebuilding is not always easy, but it is always worth it. It is a journey that leads to a life of authenticity, purpose, and joy. It is a journey that allows you to become the fullest, most vibrant expression of who you truly are. Go forth with courage, my friends. Embrace the journey. Trust in your own power. And remember, every moment is a new opportunity to choose, to grow, to become. Your best self is waiting. Your best life is calling. Answer that call with everything you have got.